Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, and as John Campea calls me, your existential Mr. Rogers. That's right, me, Robert Meyer Burnett.
Woo-hoo.
And this is issue 22 of the Weekly Hero. But you know, you don't come to see me.
Yeah, they
Let's
do.
face it, I don't even come to see me.
What?
I come to see the Enchantress of Effervescence, she of 1,000 voices. What other nicknames?
The Princess of Positivity.
The Princess.
America's Sweetheart. Cocaine Bear.
Wow.
Whee!
That's, of course, Kris Carr. And we
That's
all
how
come
you
to see
doing.
Kris.
Aw, some of you do. But you're great too, RMB. We love you.
Thanks.
No one's got as much industry know-how as you. Truly.
Well, if I had more, I'd be actually making movies instead of talking about them. But I appreciate your
We can
sentiment.
do that.
We could do that. We should be doing that.
We should be doing that.
We're going to make the movie about the quest for Taylor's father.
I know. I'm
Yes.
so excited about it.
Where
If
is
we
he?
made a John Campea crew movie,
Dude,
people would go see it.
it'd be great.
We could make it available for download. We could take it on the road.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great.
I'd love
We
it.
should have someone send some scripts about that.
We
no,
should have
no,
someone send
no,
some
no one's going to
scripts.
send scripts. Don't do that. No
They
scripts.
can send them to that guy.
But you know,
at that
this is
young
the
buck.
this is the Weekly Hero. And while I would love to toot my own horn and
Beep, beep.
talk about myself in the third person, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about Spider-Man Funko Pops.
Yes.
Can you believe that?
Oh, they're so cute.
Spider-Man Funko Pops.
Oh my
I mean, you know,
gosh.
look, they're not 12-inch Hot Toys figures.
No.
And you know, if you saw that new Shang-Chi, but look at this. This is a fine looking assortment, or as they call them in Britain, a range. This is a fine range of Funko Spider-Man Pops. I mean, how could you not want? This is like Lay's potato chips. No one can have just one.
Exactly.
These Across the Spider-Verse Funko Pops are dope. And as a matter of fact, I like these better than standard Funkos because with the big heads, they're like tiki torch. You know, like you know, in the tiki bars, you know, like the not tiki torches. That's something else.
I was gonna say.
But you know what I
that's
mean?
not
Like
okay.
you go to a tiki bar and you see the cool, like the one on the top left there.
Yeah,
that's
that
awesome.
kind of luchador one.
The lucha, exactly. Lucha Vavoom. I mean, this is so cool. 25 years of fun. Funko. These are really cool.
They're really, really.
And
awesome.
is that what is that blank one? They can't show it yet because it's secret.
I wonder if it's
Wondering, or it might
translucent.
be invisible. Like Miles can go translucent.
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. Or you could just paint yourself as a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't quite know, but look at this. This is
There's so many cool guys in
Spider-Man
here too. I mean,
2099.
obviously, we've got Miguel in there too. So that other one, and forgive me because I'm going to butcher it. Araxindo is the luchador one. We've got
Yeah.
Spider Bite in here. That's the kind of tech gal. I mean, the Spider Woman stuff. Obviously, we saw a little bit of that at CinemaCon.
we did.
So there is some really, really cool stuff here. I love these Funkos. I think they look just adorable. And it just really, it re-energizes how friggin' hyped I am about this movie.
Well, the movie looks incredible.
Oh my gosh. I mean, the raw animation that we got to see was so stunning and so fun and so dynamic. Just the mixture of different styles. I'm really, really excited about this. And just seeing all these various Spider-Men, women, people, man, these Spider-Verse movies, they just they blow your hair back.
And you know, I was talking about this morning the poster, the one sheet.
Oof.
One of the best
good.
one sheets we've seen in years with all the
really
different
is.
spider people.
Well, and it goes back to what you're
Spider
always saying too about movie posters as of late, right? You want it to be a great piece of art that you would hang in your home. And that is a piece that is so fun and cool and wild. And it's not just the typical floating head thing. Sure, it is a whole bunch of the spider folks lined up, but there's such a really wild energy and diversity amongst
And there's
it.
a
that's so
design.
cool.
You know, I've always said that there you go. A
It's so
great
cool.
and plus it's painted artwork. God,
Exactly.
Thank God. What I've said about a great movie poster is it mythologizes in one image the movie you're about to see. So the posters I would collect, whether it was Star Wars or Star Trek or even things like Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, the first Nightmare on Elm Street poster. If Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all. And it's a great, really artistic rendering. It's almost abstract of Freddy Krueger's claw. And you saw that poster and you're like, wow, when I see the movie, I hope it makes me feel like this one image does. And I've
Yeah.
missed that.
Same here. I just want to go back to that one image you pulled up too, Taylor, of the spot there. I mean, what an interesting villain choice too.
I know.
For this film. I'm really excited about that. I think one of the cool things that's happened within the MCU, within the Sony films and everything too, is bringing in characters who honestly pretty B to C list, you know?
Yep.
And it really, really, I think, re-energizes the franchise. And I think it gets us hardcore comic fans really excited, but also it's one of those things where it's, I don't have to see the same story again for all of our general movie audience as well. We all know Goblin,
Yeah.
We all know some of the heavy hitters of the Spider-Verse as a whole.
And whenever someone says, well, what villain do you want to see him fight? It's always the same few handful of people.
Like, I get it. Norman Osborn is a delicious villain.
Yes.
But there's other folks, and you can do them well.
And we're going to get a lot of them in Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Well, that brings me to summer and somebody else everyone likes. Speaking of villains, there's a summer, there's a summer event.
Yeah.
Vaders Visions. I mean, to me, that's like a channel on Pornhub. But, perhaps it isn't that.
Wow.
Vaders, there you go.
That's why.
That's me dressed as Biggs Darklighter, about to get in my X-Wing to fight over the Death Star in Star Wars XXX. But that's different from
Your
this
career
Vaders
is-
Vision.
It's so confusing to me.
I know it's I know, right?
I love it.
Vaders Visions is a new event.
So we
And
got
it's a
this-
major crossover.
Yeah, it's a big old crossover event. So we had this whole thing in Revelations where he was having these visions, and the line
You
is
mean the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse?
basically
Revelations?
It's basically like that. First, it comes for the metal, then for the muddle, and in the end for the mind. So there's this whole thing that's going to pay off on Mustafar that is a big crossover comic book event dealing with all of the premonitions that Vader's been having since Star Wars Revelations. So it's going to be really, really interesting because this is going over, and let me make sure I get all of this right, Star Wars Dr. Aphra, Darth Vader, and Bounty Hunters, and then the regular Star Wars comics themselves. All of this is happening over the summer. It's going to be really, really cool to see all of this come to fruition. And what they're saying, too, is this is going to be, and I know obviously there's going to be some hyperbole. We're trying to sell some paper.
No.
Right? I know. But this is supposed to be one of the most important things in Star Wars canon of this droid rebellion that has like been in the back of people's mind and this precognitive kind of thing. And it sounds really, really exciting. We're going to have Ajax Sigma in there. We're going to have a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff happening across the board. And it's sometimes hard for me to get really excited about the Star Wars comics when it's between films, right?
Right.
The same issue I have with like prequels and stuff like that, because I know how things end. But I love when extended universe stuff, extended canon things give you a lot more insight to why characters did things, choices that were made. Maybe some films I didn't love a lot have a little more merit.
Which films
now.
are those?
Sometimes it's a prequel. Sometimes it's things like, I know the rest of you loved Rogue One, but Andor for me, right? I needed Andor to start appreciating Rogue One.
Okay.
And now I'm enjoying that more because Rogue One didn't give me time to fall in love with these people and really care about all of them.
All right.
I'm having a little bit more of that. And these comics really, I think, help flesh out the world.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Marvel has been doing some really, the Vader comic, the Darth Vader comics have been
So
quite good.
good.
And there's a lot of great stuff that has come out of Marvel taking over from Dark Horse. I was really worried about that. I'm like, am I going to read these anymore? I still only pick up the collected versions. But hey, look at that. Darth Vader on a horse.
Oh, man.
I'm on a
great
horse.
stuff. So again, guys, these are not going to come out till this summer.
Right.
But you can go ahead to your local comic book shop, make sure they have those weekly pulls for you ready, and you can check out this really epic crossover saga.
I mean, check it out. You know what else you can check out?
But
You remember in Hawkeye when they were in New York and they had a musical called Rogers
I can do
the
this all
musical?
day.
Yeah, I can do this all day. Well, you know who can do what all day? They're actually going to bring Rogers the musical. It's coming to Disneyland.
Taylor is so hyped.
I
am
mean,
so hyped
my
for this.
God, I can do this all day. Apparently, the show is going to run all day. I mean, I don't know when it's going to run, but
Man, those Disney performers are going
I mean,
to
Mark
get
Shaman
their
and
union
Scott
rate.
Whitman are not small potatoes.
No,
I mean, they're going big guns on this.
I love them.
I do too, and I
Oh.
mean,
Hairspray was one of the first musicals I got to see on Broadway,
wow.
and I cried, which is ridiculous.
The first musical I ever saw on Broadway on actual Broadway was
Yeah.
City of Angels.
Ooh.
When I first went, and City of Angels, I am surprised it was never turned into a movie. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. It was a noir thing. I loved it.
Yeah.
I went to New York City for the very first time in 1990. My grandmother's from New York, and one day it was my birthday. She just said, "What do you mean you haven't been in New York?" I said, "I've never been in New York." And she looked at my sister. Oh, it was my step grandmother,
Okay.
because my grandmother died then. But I love Sissy was her name, Sissy Schoenfeld, and she was amazing. And she's like, "I'm going to send you to New York," and I'm like, "What does that mean?" And she bought my sister and I plane tickets, put us up in an awesome hotel. Got
Oh
us.
my gosh, you did the cutest Instagram post about you and your sister doing this.
Yes.
Yes.
And we went. It was the best. We had I hated my sister, and we had I don't hate her now. But
Was
you
this
know,
the trip though that like made you guys have common
we had
ground?
the greatest time ever in New
I
York.
love that.
And we were flush with cash. We could go anywhere we wanted.
Yeah.
And I as much as I'd seen New York in, I don't know why I'm going on about this, but New
Yeah, I
York,
love this.
it is the greatest city in the world. I will tell you, it's great. But this Rogers the Musical, not going to be on Broadway. It's going to be at Disneyland.
Yeah, well, it's in the Hyperion. And Taylor, you brought up a great point about this too.
Oh, yeah.
So if you
As
want
usual.
to talk about Disneyland, yeah,
As
you always
usual.
bring up great points.
It's true.
I'm so excited for this, you guys. The Hyperion Theater has been sitting empty at California Adventure since the parks reopened after the pandemic. I thought it was a missed opportunity every time I walk past it and it's empty. Used to have Frozen in there. I always thought, why don't they just put Rogers the Musical in there? And now they are. It's right next to Avengers Campus. I have a picture right here for those of you who are not familiar with it. This is when they welcomed everybody back to the theme parks after being closed for however long that was. I don't know math. Could have been 5 months.
20
Could have been
years.
20 years.
The
Who
pandemic
knows?
lasted 20 years.
But
Yeah,
this is
absolutely
so
did.
exciting, and it's just the perfect location, the perfect new play to have. It's going to be a fun time. I cannot wait to see this live in person at California Adventures. So fun.
It's so cute. I'm really excited to do it. I want them to open up more Magic Keys, though. I want to buy a pass, and they just keep not letting me.
Chris, you have to, so we can just go lit together every weekend. It's
know.
so fun.
And the great thing about California Adventure is you can buy booze there.
Oh my gosh!
And
Yeah.
I do.
I know.
Taylor, what? You drink
Shocker.
And I like soaring. Oh, they changed it. What is soaring called now?
Around the world.
Soaring around the world.
Soaring around the world. It's awesome.
Can I tell you the sweetest thing my husband does?
Please.
So I don't have like a good sense of smell, right? I basically have no sense of smell. And so he leans over and he tells me what all of the smells are during Soarin' and
Wow.
describes it for me, which I think is so cute.
Wow.
He's a
That's
good
so-
one. He's a good egg.
I'm coughing.
You have a clemmed. Oh my
Delight.
gosh, I got
I'm
you.
all clenched up.
Aw.
No, that's I love that ride.
It's a
by the
great
way.
one.
And since they made it used to be soaring over California.
Yeah, and now it's
Soaring around
a
the world.
global
And
experience.
I love that. It's great.
wonderful.
If you guys have never been to California Adventure, shame on you.
Gosh, get there. Avengers Campus and everything too.
Cars Land.
You gotta go. You gotta go to Disneyland.
I met King there last weekend.
Ooh. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you posted on your Insta.
Well, no, I didn't post it because I looked like shit, but I texted you the picture, Chris.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, my bad. Because I saw. Didn't you post him walking around, or was that another video you sent me?
I think I just sent it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, those pictures can never see the light
I
of
mean,
day.
Kang is already walking around Disneyland.
Yeah.
Does he walk up and scare people?
And, well, and it's just one Kang, not a
Wow.
variant. Just the one.
Well, I guess
Soon, though.
before he takes over the world or builds his own dynasty, he's going to hang out in Disneyland. That's
Yeah.
what I would do.
Same.
You know what else is pretty cool?
What?
There is the first black female writer
Female writer.
of Black Panther.
Yes.
I mean, Black Panther's been around since 1966, and you've never had a black female writer on Black Panther?
Which is wild to me, right?
It's crazy.
Well, and Eve Ewing is a brilliant scholar, writer. She did a lot of the Photon comics, so she's dealt with Monica Rambeau. She does a lot of Ms. Marvel as well. She's done so many things, and now she's tackling T'Challa in the world of Wakanda in a really interesting comic arc too, where T'Challa's been banished,
Right.
but still within the realm of Wakanda. And so some really cool things are happening. So not only do we have this new writer, but we also have a very new aesthetic for the Black Panther, which is fantastic. He's supposed to be a bit more incognito. He's supposed to be really lurking in the shadows and everything. And Taylor, do you have a picture of this on the bottom of that link?
I can go back to that link and
Thank you so much. We have this amazing cover, first of all.
That's a great cover.
Which is so great. And if you scroll down just a little bit more, we have the character design. And I really, really love this.
Yeah,
the use of
that's-
tribal masks and everything.
That's
I
really
think
cool.
is so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'd love a figure of that.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Like that is a 6 scale that I would absolutely get because that is fantastic and fierce. And I think it's going to be a really, really interesting read too. And again, once again, as we talk about comics, they're obviously trying to sell them, but we're supposedly getting a look at both T'Challa and Wakanda in a way that we have not seen before. And I'm really excited to see this kind of version of it. Maybe looking at some of the underbelly that could exist in Wakanda.
Yeah, I mean, that
More the
sounds great to me.
politics, right?
I just hope it's great.
Same here. Well, and she's proven her mettle too on all these other comics.
Yeah.
So I really think that this is in good hands with Eve.
No, it's exciting. You know, look, for me, I'm always excited when new creators get to come on things because I'm always giving people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You know, if they F it up, then I'll get pissed later. But I always go into new creators on new books. It's always exciting to see what they do.
Yeah.
And in this case, I mean, it's a milestone in terms of getting a woman of color to write this comic, which is very cool. But you better not fuck it up. I want this story to be good.
Yeah.
Make it good.
That's
It
what
sounds
it all
interesting.
comes down to at the end of the day is good storytelling.
Yeah.
Right.
Great characters and great storytelling.
And this comic is not going to be available until June, just
What?
so everyone knows. I know.
It's February.
I know.
Why do we have to wait for Star Wars
getting
and Black
this-
Panther comics?
Man, I don't know.
Why can't they just give
I'm
them
not
to-
in charge. And if I were, I would give you a comic, whatever you wanted it, Robert.
I want it now. That looks dope.
I know. You're the Veruca Salt of comic books. Daddy, I want a T'Challa comic. Not just any T'Challa comic. I want that one.
Wow. It's true. I'm like just like that.
You're just a Veruca Salt, and I loves you for it.
I am like No, I'm having an adverse reaction to being Veruca Salt, but at the same time I understand
And all that
exactly I
cocaine
am
from the
Veruca
show.
Salt.
Rob, do you need a red vine? Do you need some?
No, you know what
licorice?
I need? What I need some of that great cocaine Ray had for us this morning.
That bag of
That
cornstarch really did
uncut
wonders.
Peruvian flake that didn't have any fentanyl in it. It's been so long since I had clean cocaine.
Goodness
so
gracious.
good.
Don't. Once again, it is I, Kris Carr, telling you, please don't do drugs. Please don't do them. And I feel like we have to say that on the
I'm
show.
kidding. We had a big-
so many times.
We had a big cocaine bear thing it was not Ray, what exactly was that faux cocaine you had? It was
Who knows?
I'd like to ask everyone in the chat, what time do you want the show segments up? Because they ain't up right now. Get out of here.
Oh my God.
but it was something interesting. It was like cornstarch. or
I think it was
something.
cornstarch.
It was like
That's what the consistency
it's,
felt like.
white flour. It's a white rice flour.
White. That's what it was.
there we
That's
go.
white rice
Okay.
flour.
From Trader Joe's. It's supreme.
Shout out to Trader Joe's.
Top of the line, baby.
Well, if you want to pretend that you're doing cocaine, kids, white rice flour from Trader Joe's, and while you're there, get some spectacular cheddar. Have you had that?
Ooh, that stuff's so good.
I actually do chop up their spectacular cheddar and snort it. I do.
Get out of here.
It is that good.
I take issue with that. And when we come back, we're going to talk about an issue. But before we do that, we want to hear from the great folks over at MasterClass and Mint Mobile for making this episode possible. We're so sorry.
We want to thank a sponsor of this video, MasterClass. MasterClass offers classes on a wide variety of topics, all taught by world-class instructors at the very top of their fields. Each class is broken out into individual video lessons, usually around 10 minutes long. And MasterClass is completely accessible on your phone, the web, smart TV, and available via audio mode to listen to classes on the go. They have over 2,500 video lessons from over 180 of today's most brilliant minds. They're all available anytime, anywhere on iOS, Android, desktop, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. Now, obviously around here on the John Campea Show, we love our movies, so why not learn filmmaking from Jodie Foster, or maybe directing from Ron Howard himself, or the great Neil Gaiman doing his masterclass on the art of storytelling. And you guys have heard me talk about my favorite masterclass, Business Strategy and Leadership by Big Papa Iger himself, Bob Iger, the new and returning CEO of Disney. So guys, I highly recommend that you check it out. Get unlimited access to every class, and as a John Campea Show listener, you get 15% off an annual membership. Just go to masterclass.com/Campea now. That's masterclass.com/Campea for 15% off Masterclass. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. If saving more and spending less is one of your top goals for 2023, why are you still paying insane amounts of money every month for your phone bill? Switching to Mint Mobile is the easiest way to save this year. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you order from home and save a ton with phone plans starting at just $15 a month. You guys know I made the switch over to Mint Mobile a while ago. The process couldn't have been easier, and I can't believe that I am spending less than a third of what I was spending on one of the other major carriers before. By going online only and eliminating the traditional costs of retail, Mint Mobile passes the significant savings on to you. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily in minutes with eSIM. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.
And thank you so much to our sponsors, MasterClass and Mint Mobile. Remember, guys, when you guys are supporting them, you're also supporting us, and it means a lot to us. Very quickly, before we get back to the weekly hero, I just wanted to give a shout out to my puppy, June, who is watching this at home on the projector. Hello, June. I miss you. I'll be home soon. And do you want a treat, June? Do you want a treat? I hope that all your dogs are getting treats now because I've said it 3 times. Treat?
Yeah, if you're not giving your pets treats right now, you're a monster.
Give it to them when they're pooping too. When they poop in the house. When they poop in the house, you should give them treats.
No, do you know how many treats I'd have to give Trico? He's constantly shitting in my house. He's so mean to me, that little chaos goblin.
And that just means they're territorial. They're territorial. That's their place.
He poops on top of the Roomba, Ray. That's an act of aggression.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's a terrorist.
Yeah, that's he was trying to get back at the Roomba.
Yeah,
scared
if it's
him.
peeing.
We're about to have puppies in our house.
I know.
I want one.
It's going to be what is it, a 1FB, I think.
What is that?
We're gonna have Irish Doodle puppies.
Doodle bears.
25% Irish setter, 75% purebred poodle.
Man.
Redheads.
So
Redheads. 2 redheaded dogs.
Oh, boy.
These are going to be beautiful
Easy chat.
pups.
Don't be gross, guys.
Don't worry, I'll
Don't
have
be gross.
puppy cam on my channel. I'm just going to have
Yeah.
24-hour puppy cam.
It's going to be precious.
By the way, this is the weekly hero.
Yeah. It
And I think we should come back to we have issues. You know, before anybody asks and says, our friend who's going to say, hey, do you have any favorite 22 issues?
You sure do.
I do.
RMB came prepared.
I came prepared. This is Avengers issue 22. I'm not sure which volume it is. There it is, my man Ultron. I love Ultron. Avengers Annual 22, written by Kurt Busiek and drawn by George, the great George Perez. Basically, Ultron taking over a country, killing a bunch of fools, killing like millions of people.
Yeah.
Like lots of people die. So anyway, the Avengers have to take Ultron down. And people ask, Rob, do you have a favorite comic panel? Actually, no one's ever asked me that, but I do. I have an answer.
Tell us, though.
Yeah, I'll tell you. But people have, and I occasionally they've asked. But I thought for sure back in 2015, when Joss Whedon's Avengers: Age of Ultron came out, I thought for sure one of my favorite, and it's a very famous comic panel, would be used in Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
I should have known there was a problem with Joss Whedon when he didn't recreate this moment in his own inimitable
That was
style.
the red flag moment?
That was my red flag moment. I'm like, Joss, how you let me down? And I've got the panel to show you. And it is a hard-fought battle to get into Ultron's stronghold. And it's not even a splash page. It's the middle of a page. But I want you to put up this panel. There it is.
Yes.
The Avengers, a lot of wear and tear there. Look at Thor. His armor is tattered. And there he is. They've broken into Ultron's stronghold. And Thor says, say it with me. I know everyone watching this at home knows this panel.
Ultron.
Let's say it together. Yeah, go ahead, Taylor. You say it.
Okay, hold on.
Ready? We'll say it together.
Do it in your Rob voice.
Oh, meanwhile. No, hold on. Hold on. That was botched.
Wait. Should I count it down?
Yeah.
How do I get both of us on the
Now,
screen?
now everybody at home's already read it. Let's all say it together.
3,
Okay, 3,
2,
2,
1.
Ultron,
I said meanwhile.
we would have words with thee. Come
I
on.
botched it. I was saying meanwhile in the hall of whatever the hell it is.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Family.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's one of the great comic panels of all time. I love this. How do you not put this comic panel in? First of all, if you guys haven't read, I believe most of this up to this point is collected in one Avengers omnibus.
Yes.
I cannot recommend Kurt Busiek. I've always said Busiek. Kurt Busiek. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Kurt Busiek and George Perez, the late great George Perez, one of my favorite comic artists of all time. I fell in love with him. He used to draw Justice League. He drew, of course, New Teen Titans with Marv Wolfman. Kurt Busiek and George Perez did this run on Avengers. It's one of my favorite Avengers runs ever. I mean, come on, just look at this panel.
This is
Look
incredible.
at the detail.
It's so well done. There's just so much happening in here. And what a beautiful way to tell story, even without the "we'll have words with thee" line, which is epic.
Oh, yeah.
But just that panel alone is telling you so much about how things are going down. So
Absolutely.
Well done.
And I mean, George Perez, rest in peace, is one of the great ones.
Yeah.
So if you have not read this run on Avengers, Avengers 22 is obviously part of it. It's the 22nd issue, obviously. That's why it's number 22. And there's a Twilight Zone episode about number 22 as well that you should look into.
Ooh.
That stars Arlene Martell, or as you might know her, T'Pring, from the Star Trek original series episode Amok Time. That's when
I'm
they go
so
to
sorry
Vulcan.
that I constantly just disappoint with my lack of Star Trek knowledge.
That's okay.
It's
That's
just
fine. But you know what's not going to be disappointing? This week's Hot Toy segment.
Sure isn't.
I dug deep into my collection and pulled out a classic Hot Toys figure from over 10 years ago, but it's still great even today. It's iconic, and we're going to show it to you now.
Yeah.
You guys, today in the studio we have an exclusive. The Cocaine Bear himself is here. Oh my God. Rob, what do you have for us today?
Dude, I'm going old school Hot Toys. We're going like over 10 years old. I think it's over 10 years old. Classic Hot Toys, still one of my favorites. Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator from the original 1984 James Cameron magnum opus, Terminator, the first movie. It wasn't called the first movie, it's just Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger, look at the 80s punk rock garb he takes off. Against your couple cans short of a six-pack from Bill Paxton. I love this figure. It has many accessories, Taylor. Many weapons, many hands. He even comes with a second head sculpt. Look at this head sculpt. Where he's fixing his eye. And he comes with the tools. And this too, a damaged arm.
That is so cool.
Isn't that dope? So, and it even comes with the tools when he's fixing his eye. I mean, I love this figure, and even though Hot Toys head sculpts have gotten better over the years, I still think this really captures Arnold from the Terminator. I mean, I love the multi-layered clothing, and then check this out in the back. I mean, look at that. That's full on, man. That is some 80s punk rock garb, Hollywood punk rock. Come on, man. I mean, really still a great figure. Look at this shirt, dude.
I know, that's cool.
Isn't that great? And
You know what we should do sometime? We should have you come in dressed in the same outfit as the Hot Toy. Come on, that'd be cool.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go, everyone. We're celebrating the release of Cocaine Bear today, clearly.
Yeah.
Look at Kris Carr. She's more, I mean, I'll do the cocaine, but
I'm
she's
ready.
the bear.
This nose costs too much money. I'm not going to do cocaine.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't do hard drugs. They're scary.
I haven't either because you can't get them uncut with anything anymore. They're all messed around with.
I listened to the DARE program in a very different way than most people are. I was like, yes, this is a cautionary tale, where other people are like, but how can I do it safely?
It's true. Well, we celebrate the release of Cocaine Bear. Everyone should go see it.
It's
or
so
should they?
fun.
What you
Oh my
guys-
gosh, Cocaine Bear's amazing.
Okay.
I just disagree with John because he was like, yeah, it's fine. And I think it was like a mixed thing. You know, he was saying Elizabeth Banks' directing was all over the place tonally. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun romp. And if you enjoy fun, if you want to hang out with your friends, highly recommend hanging out with them in a bear onesie.
Oh, all the
Go.
furries are going to go.
When I came into the office today, Rob's first thing out of his mouth was a very non-judgmental, is this like a furry thing?
I didn't quite, it eluded me. Because, you know, we
okay.
don't kink shame.
We don't kink shame here.
No,
No, that's not my jam, but hey, if it's yours, that's fine.
it's fine.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, on that note,
We should talk about what are people's jams. They're super chats.
we're gonna whatever you guys want to talk about.
Yeah.
We are now open to listen to whatever you have to say to us or ask us. Or, I mean, if you are gonna go see Cocaine Bear tonight, we want to hear from you.
Hell yeah.
So what do we got?
Game day.
Ugh.
From John. Rob, what TV shows do chickens watch?
Wow,
I committed.
wow, that was pretty
I
good.
committed.
That was pretty good, but not good enough.
Oh.
No, I was
oh
just kidding.
man.
Not yours was great, but
Okay.
the joke, not
John,
getting a golf
I
clap
tried
from me.
to do the 1-2 punch with you. I appreciated it.
Can you do it one more time?
Yeah,
pretty
that's years of training and studying have brought me to this.
By the way, you
moment.
know what? This reminds me. I would like to give a shout out. I was going to tell Kingtanik, who's got our next super chat. I don't know if he did this on our show, the Otaku Experience that Kingtanik does. It's on
Yeah.
the Burnett work. But I wanted to give a shout out. I forgot to do this to Leiji Matsumoto, or Matsumoto Leiji, one of the great Japanese manga artists and designers responsible for things like Galaxy Express 999, Captain Harlock, and Space Battleship Yamato.
Love Captain Harlock.
He passed away at 85 last week, and I just want to give a shout out because he was responsible. I mean, I am a huge fan of that whole Galaxy Express, Captain Harlock, Queen Emeraldus, obviously Space Battleship Yamato. I love what Leiji Matsumoto did, or Matsumoto Leiji. So rest in peace, sir. You certainly fired my imagination since I was a little kid.
That's lovely, Rob. All right, well.
Now we can hear from Kingtanik.
Yeah. From Kingtanik, weekly hero. Oh, yeah. Time for Unfiltered Rob and Kris.
Totally unfiltered.
Uncut.
I just keep doing, that's like playing air guitar. I'm doing air cocaine.
Oh my god.
It's not really the same thing.
No.
Demonetized.
Just constantly.
I know.
Just every moment.
It's true.
All right. From Jeffrey Lindeblot. Best 22nd issue, Superman number 22, The Price by John Byrne. The last issue of John Byrne run on Superman. Who says that Superman does not kill his villains?
That's when he kills Zod, Ursa, and Non. Mm-hmm. That's a great issue.
That is a great issue.
In the Pocket Universe.
Oh, well done, Jeffrey. Always coming up with the specific issues. We appreciate you, dude.
Yeah, but Jeffrey, I was anticipating
Yeah.
you, buddy. I was there for you.
One step ahead. Boom.
Let's check in on Ray.
Ray, where did you? Oh my gosh. You okay, buddy? Yeah.
I think he doesn't want to be responsible for anything that happens on
That's
today's
very
show,
fair.
The Weekly Hero.
That's very fair. All right. We also have from Zach Larson. Do you think after the multiverse saga, MCU needs to bring more verisimilitude back? I miss the simpler stories. Seems complex and like a big CGI fest.
I agree. And that was the one thing about my theory, my Rob Burnett's unified theory of superheroics in movies is we want to believe as viewers that the superheroes exist outside our windows, that when we go see a Marvel movie, that maybe what they're showing us is actually happening in the world somewhere. And when you watch the first Iron Man, for instance, it's clearly set in our world. And it brings you see, and you're made to believe that an Iron Man could exist, quote unquote, in our world. The first Avenger, it starts in the past, and obviously there's a World's Fair that isn't real. But going into World War II and coming out at the end, it still feels like it takes place in our world.
Yeah.
The thing that amazed me is they made us believe in Thor and the Asgardians and everything when Thor is down on our planet. And I think that's kind of been lost. As we've moved, especially in Phase 4 and now Phase 5, we've lost it. There used to be a tether to the real world that's kind of gone now. And I agree, we got to bring it back.
I think that's very well said.
Got to bring it back.
Nice. From Matt W. Imagine if in Avengers 5-6, everyone is split into teams to fight Kang variants. Earth, Avengers Fantastic Four, Cosmic, Captain Marvel, Nova Guardians, and Mutants.
Well, that's kind of what happens in Kang Dynasty.
I was going to say.
And the thing is, who are these teams? Like, he's just describing teams. Where are they? Who's in the Avengers? We don't even know. They're making Avengers movies and we don't know who the Avengers are. But yeah They should have mutants. They should have. Look, I'm one of the people that just mutants are still. They're here. They've been here all the whole time. We just didn't know it. We haven't seen those stories yet.
And tell me who's on the stinking lunchbox.
Tell me who's on the lunchbox.
I got to know.
And why is Doctor Strange? He's never really been Avengers.
He's never been on the lunchbox.
And he's I can get you back on the lunchbox. But
you
can
shut
you,
up,
Steven?
Steven.
You liar. Can't get me on the lunchbox.
Charlatan. Gish. What else we got? Soothius. Rewatching Multiverse of Madness, I realized that Christine is the only secondary character so far in the MCU in which we've seen a variant of.
That's true. I guess it is.
Not after. Oh, secondary.
Yes, secondary character.
Then yes, I think so.
Yeah, that's interesting. Huh.
Cool.
Not bad.
Do you guys want to hear my tinfoil hat theory? I put it in the live chat during the main show.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know how Steven Yeun is joining the MCU in Thunderbolts?
Yes.
Okay. I believe he's going to be a Secret Service member for the President Ross, played by Harrison Ford. And I think throughout the whole movie, we're going to think he's just a normal secret agent. Then right before the movie ends, he's going to turn to the camera. We're going to find out he's a mutant. And I think that's the big reveal with his character.
You think he's going to be a mutant? Which one?
Oh, no. That's as far as I got, Kris.
I'm still betting on Amadeus. I know that's like wildly obvious, but like I think he'd be great as Braun.
Not bad.
I think it'd be fun. Yeah.
Could be.
From John again, Young Avengers are literally on screen right in our faces and people don't see it. John Campea. This ain't like mutants in Fantastic Four. Bro, they're already here. John, thank you. Because every time Campea, it's like, I don't see him doing Young Avengers. I'm like,
yeah, they are going to do Young Avengers, whether it's a series or a movie, probably a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, Haley Steinfeld is a movie star.
Yes.
And she's great. And they keep
Florence Pugh is a movie star.
Yeah,
they brought in Catherine Newton.
They're going. Yes.
Do this.
Yes. I mean, they're giving us the Young Avengers right in front of us, and I'm there for it. And maybe there'll be a Kang variant on the Young Avengers too. Like that's what I mean. There is one.
Give us a little Iron Lad.
I mean, Iron Lad's gonna happen, man.
It is gonna happen. It's gotta with all the Kang stuff.
Right?
It'd be so dumb if there wasn't.
I'll tell you one thing. I can guarantee you the Young Avengers are going to be in Kang Dynasty because they need other teams.
Yes.
They need groups of people. Young Avengers will be in Kang Dynasty. Take that one to the bank.
Absolutely agree with you on that.
Yep. Right? Mm-hmm. We always agree.
I know.
Except when we have issues.
Except when we don't.
Yeah, and then we look. Hey, look, there you go.
Yeah.
That's it right there. Young Avengers.
Boom.
Telling you. Bam.
From J Jav Dav. AntMan CGI was so OD, I had to rush outside immediately when the movie ended so I could go throw up. Oh my gosh. Head was spinning like crazy. I've never had that happen to me before watching a movie. I saw it in 4DX, which was an awful choice.
Wow.
Because it was way over the top with the 4DX stuff, so I was constantly just being like thrown around in my chair. I didn't have that sick feeling though. I'm so sorry you had that. I didn't particularly like the 3D. I didn't like the design at all.
Yeah, it's just everything. The multiverse. I mean, the quantum realm looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. Everything's kind of looking,
but like brown. I was talking to an artist friend of mine, and they were like, "Why is everything so brown?" And just, ugh. Especially after it is very unfair to judge it after Avatar. But say what you will about Avatar 2, whether you like it or not. But it's visually stunning and bright and beautiful.
Yes.
And then we went to this kind of like sepia toned kind of thing that was just meh and video gamey and volume stagey.
Yes, I agree. I didn't believe it.
No. From John. Oscar Isaac was great as portraying Stephen Mark, but do you guys remember Jim Carrey as Charlie and Hank in Me, Myself, and Irene? Come on. Rob voice? Did you say come on in a Rob voice?
Come on. No, I don't know.
I was gonna say,
Meanwhile, come on.
No, I know how it is.
Come on.
You just go, come on.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
I do that. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
I have to do it. Figure out where I'm at.
There you go. Yeah, you need your motivation.
Yeah. That's the thing. Direct me.
Oh my gosh, this difficult actor over here. Jesus. J Jab Dab. I felt sad for a space starfish. Trust in James G.
I mean, I never thought that I would see Starro I loved Starro when I was a kid. I loved just the Starro with I love seeing the Justice League because they brought Starro back in, I want to say in Grant Morrison's JLA run, which I just love Starro. I couldn't believe James Gunn did that. It was amazing.
Wild.
Loved it. Loved Starro. I love when all the small starfishes came out of him.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was like the greatest thing ever. I'm like, this is awesome.
Really well done.
This old DC fan, I'm so excited to see Starro.
They obviously did lose me in that movie, though, because heckin' eye violence.
I know.
Man,
I know. What are you gonna do?
I almost puked in my home. I had to just be like, tell me when that part's done.
Oh, Starro.
From South Texas Shark, those gameplay trailers of Resident Evil 4 and Suicide Squad look great. My wallet is going to be hurting this year with all these games. I haven't seen the Resident Evil one, but Suicide Squad, yeah.
It looks great.
That looks killer.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Resident Evil one either.
Have any of you seen it?
No,
Right.
but
No?
isn't it it's a remake, right? Like a remaster?
I would assume so, because 4.
Resident Evil 4,
that's
yeah, it should be a
several ago.
remaster. I'm not good with numbers. You had me
It's
at Resident
4.
Evil, you lost me at 4.
Yeah, it's after 3. It's before
Is it
5.
really?
3 is a magic number. Tracy Dale says,
Oh, sorry. I was reading the chat.
anyone watching Poker Face? Really enjoying it, and this week's episode was great. Have you watched Poker Face yet? I haven't seen
I
it.
haven't yet.
I love Natasha Lyonne. I love Russian Doll.
She's great.
I mean, Ryan Johnson made this. It looks really good.
It looks really, really fun. Everyone keeps telling me that they could watch her like solve crime forever. So
Yeah, I love
I'm in.
her.
Yeah, she's wonderful. From Harv's K, R.I.P. to the great, may you pronounce please?
Leiji Matsumoto.
Thank you. Who passed away last week. One of the most influential manga anime creators of all time. Yamato Star Blazers, Galaxy Express 999, Captain Harlock, Interstellar 555.
And he worked with Daft Punk.
Rad.
Yeah, and you know what? You and I, Harvs, we park our shuttlecrafts in the same shuttle bay, clearly. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace.
From CJ Rebirth, went to my local comic store and got Batman 89 novel. Nice.
Nice. That's very cool.
Oh, very cool. I do want to go pick that up.
I know, me too.
Very excited about it. From Sidhu, Kris, are you keeping up with Servant? No, I have not watched the last 2 seasons. I got 2 episodes into, I think, season 3. So I haven't watched any of the new stuff. I need to have a binge day. Because honestly, season 3, I gave it a couple episodes and was like, I'm not really digging this season. And then a friend of mine, actress Mia Topalian, who's amazing, she was telling me I need to really get back on board because season 4 is just wild. So I will be jumping back into that.
Who are they serving?
No one knows.
Oh,
No one knows.
no one knows. Okay, I'm just
Interesting.
curious. It's called Servant.
Have you not watched any of it?
No, I've been wanting to because it looks like
Oh.
it's a devil cult thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really weird and creepy.
Oh, then I'll have to watch it.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
I
you
think
know
you'd
me,
like it.
I love the devil and I love cults.
We love Satan.
Hold on,
It's true. Satan's one
gotta
of my
get it.
favorite villains.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys go on to
I
the
want to be
next
the
one.
Pope's exorcist.
What are you looking up, Taylor?
The devil, but from Powerpuff Girls.
Okay. From Nicholas Rosenblum, my 2 sets of twins want a live-action Captain Underpants. Did you guys dig the comic? My brother read the Captain Underpants books. I was a little too old for them.
Yeah,
when
me
they
too.
came
I just
out.
can't get past Nicholas's my 2 sets of twins.
Yeah,
What are the odds?
I know.
I hope he's buying lottery tickets.
Seriously.
Wow.
Man. And also, do twins run in your family?
Yeah.
Because that's amazing if they don't and you had 2 sets.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
That's
It's
wild.
2 sets
Oh,
of
there's
twins.
our favorite devil.
There you go.
Him.
He looks scary.
Love him. Oh, my goodness.
You know what she did? Oh, never mind. That's from The Exorcist.
It was great. From J. Jeff Davigan, we need more standalone villain movies like Joker.
Look,
Hard disagree.
I would love to see. I would have loved to have seen. I don't know why the MCU hasn't done a villain-centric film like Kang. It would have been so interesting to see the origin of Kang, his variants. Maybe they went into Ramatep, whatever they did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you could even tie it in. You could have. He met a new version of Apocalypse back in the day.
I mean, that'd be cool. For me, I'm just thinking specifically of Joker, and I'm like, I don't need more of that movie. I don't need that sequel. But I understand more interesting villain looks. And I understand that most of you like Joker, and I'm in the minority here. But that was a one and done for me. Glad I saw it. Never again.
I hate it when girls tell me that. I mean, about movies.
About movies,
Yeah.
not about anything else. What were you thinking, audience? Goodness gracious. Raymond Reddington, what did you think of Quantumania, Kris? As you know, a friend of mine told me, it's a movie. And boy, is it. I was disappointed. It's so very okay. The stuff with, we can be spoilery, right? Have all of you seen it? Hi, I'm going to spoil things. MODOK, why? Why?
Yeah.
Why? MODOK booty right there. Why everything? I understood the bringing in Darren where I went, oh, okay, that could actually be interesting. But the design was hideous. They came over MODOK being goofy inherently in the comics, right? With the war armor. And then constantly we're not showing it, instead doing that really lazy face thing that they did, which looked like garbage. And it was such a cheap joke.
Yeah, it really was.
There were some really fun moments and funny moments and interesting things, but overall, I was not a fan. Now we're putting up the spoilers after I was like, MODOK.
I'm a little late.
It's okay. And if you enjoyed this movie, great. Love that for you. It just, it disappointed me. And I went into it thinking it can't be as bad as everyone's saying it is. And I did not enjoy it. Had a blast at Cocaine Bear the next day. What a palate cleanser. From Dr. J. I know R&B has read the script and can't discuss it, but I think Secret Invasion looks easily like the best and most grounded upcoming project for Marvel. The current comic run is excellent.
I will say this. I thought that the scripts were really, really good, and it has a really the storyline is really interesting. It's very relevant, and I loved it. You know, it's very much like a Tom Clancy techno thriller. Yeah, so if you got scripts like scripts I'm not supposed to have, like Secret Invasion, send them my way, please. Nothing you wrote, but if you get scripts that I'm not supposed to have, please send them right to me.
Send him all your scripts.
How do you think
Every
I get
script.
this stuff?
From Zach Woolley. Hey guys, I have cerebral palsy. I'm I'm also so visually impaired, so I cannot physically read comic books. Are there any audiobook versions of comics? Oh my gosh, Zach, yes, there are. There are so many wonderful actual podcast versions of things. There's a wonderful Wolverine one that has, who played Thorin in the Hobbit movies? I'm blanking on his name right now.
Why am I drawing? I'm seeing his face.
It's a fantastic.
He was in Hannibal too.
Yeah, he's wonderful. I'm gonna look it up.
Was it Richard Armitage?
Yes.
Armitage.
Richard
Yes,
Armitage.
Richard Armitage.
Yep.
So that's great. There's so many Marvel podcasts that you can listen to that are really, really wonderful. That one, though, that Wolverine, I believe it's called Long Night or something like that.
Yep.
Is phenomenal. I believe you can also listen to several read versions of this online too.
Yep.
So there are a lot of options that will walk you through what's on the page, what's happening. But man, those kind of almost radio plays that Marvel has been putting out are really, really great, Zach. And I highly recommend you listen to them because the voice acting in them is just so phenomenal.
And Zach, I don't know if you dig it or not, but The Sandman, which is my favorite comic series of all time, has 2 audio dramas, and each one is over 11 hours long. They are incredible. Neil Gaiman is the narrator. The voice acting is amazing. And by the way, if I can give a shout out to something else you might dig, if you're a fan of zombies, and who isn't? Max Brooks, his book World War Z, which is a documentary account of the zombie wars, is one of my favorite audiobooks I've ever heard because they have actors like Mark Hamill reading parts, and it's survivors who survived the zombie apocalypse talking about how the zombie hordes were beaten back. It's so much fun to listen to. There it is, an oral history of the zombie war, and it's got all the different actors who play. Henry Rollins is Sean Collins.
Henry Rollins is a surprisingly amazing voice actor.
He's great.
He's so great in Legend of Korra.
Rob Reiner. It's so interesting. All the different, you look at all that stuff. It's really, really great. And I don't normally recommend books on tape or anything like that, but because I like to read. But obviously, if you can't read and it's hard for you to do so, this is so much fun. It's so much fun. And audiobooks have become much more sophisticated than they used to be. I mean,
absolutely.
And if you are on long trips and things, they're pretty great. I used to be
fantastic
anti-audiobook, but I'm not anymore.
The Dresden Files are another great listen.
Yep.
Those ones are really, really
Those
fun.
are good.
From J. Jab Dav again. No spoilers. Well, too late. I already did it. No spoilers, but Quantumania made me worried about Kang being the next big bad. Definitely needs new writers. I wasn't worried about Kang. I think that we're going to have a good storyline with Kang, particularly because of, I'm going to spoil more things, because of that that post-credit scene was, to me, the most interesting thing that happened in the entire movie.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And
Which one? The first one?
second one.
Okay, the
Second one. I really enjoyed that. Mostly because I was like, timely?
Right,
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yes.
But I think Kang, especially with Majors in the role, I feel really good about it. And there was actually a really good article with the writer, Loveness, who he has a really strong grasp on Kang and the comics themselves. I think that this movie maybe just needed to be, in Marvel's mind or in Feige's mind, I'm not sure, a very specific Quantumania situation focused on that kind of Chronopolis without saying Chronopolis.
Right.
I wish they did instead. But I think for the most part, he gets the Kang character.
Yeah. No, clearly.
I just think that they didn't do Ant-Man and Wasp well.
Agreed.
Where was Wasp, frankly?
Yeah, where was Wasp?
I mean, and Scott too. That wasn't Scott Lang for me.
No, it wasn't, not at all. Yeah. Maybe you just quantified what has been wrong with these movies for me. I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
But no, I mean, that's what I was feeling. I wasn't feeling like I was getting the Scott Lang from the previous Ant-Man movies and the previous Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Whether it was Civil War or Endgame,
Same.
I miss me some Scott Lang.
I do too.
Where'd you go, Scott?
From Kingtanik, keeping me company while I lay tile. Love y'all. Oh, you laying tile?
Kingtanik, is that a euphemism?
Yeah. If it is, please don't be watching us while you're doing that.
Yeah. We're
People
taking
deserve your focus.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to make sure those tile, you don't want them crooked.
No, unless that's what they're into. But are you not using a euphemism? You work on a bathroom? You work on a kitchen? What you doing? What you remodeling?
I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Kingtanik's a good kid. By the way, if you look, he has his new show, The Otaku Experience. There it is. He talks about the anime awards this week, or the anime awards that haven't happened yet, or the ones that are going to happen.
Okay.
It's a great show. He does a great job producing it, and I love that show.
Kingtanik.
Episode 4 is up. Kingtanik's The Otaku Experience. Find it on the Burnett Work on YouTube. Home of the Post Geek Singularity.
I don't know if you were watching earlier in the morning. I know you jumped in the chat later, Kingtanik, but Creed 3, all those anime-inspired fights, I would love, not to tell you what to do, but I'm going to tell you what to do. I would love a video from you breaking down the fights in Creed 3 of what anime it relates to. I think that'd be dope. I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, because director Michael B. Jordan said he said it, I think, on like Jimmy
anime
Fallon.
Fan. For years he's been talking about it. And that really influenced Creed 3. So I'm excited to see how that breaks down into the fights.
Yeah, me too.
Just throwing it out there if you want it,
Do it.
And from Connie Sang, Connie!
The lovely Connie Sang.
Hi, Connie.
I miss
Thank you so
Connie.
much for that support. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we got to go get drinks with Connie.
We do. She's a good drinking partner.
I know. I always miss it.
It's true.
I do.
Should go.
I know. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this issue of The Weekly Hero. We went on tangents and we're still under time. What? We're amazing professionals.
Wow. That's amazing. I mean, Kris, it's been so fun to do these with you.
I love doing these with
Hopefully
you.
we'll continue doing them.
I know.
One never knows.
The internet. It's a place that lives in flux.
Yes, a quantum flux.
A quantum flux. Ooh.
But then you might have a quantum of solace later
Oh.
when we get quantum fluxed out of existence. You never know.
You don't. Well, we want to thank Taylor Gonzalez, not only for running the show, but picking out these fantastic stories today. Taylor, where can people find you?
Oh, thank you. If you guys are a fan of whatever I've said today, I'm not really sure, but you guys can find me on Instagram. You guys can find me on Twitter. But most importantly, you can find me on my own YouTube channel. And here it is, 50 Shades of Tay. That is 50 Shades of Tay with three Y's. My newest video, I have a Cocaine Bear Taylor's Take. That's what I call my reviews on my channel, Taylor's Takes. And then Rob and I, we have an ongoing series called Would You Rather. Things escalate very quickly there. And right after this, Kris and I are going to be filming a very fun Q&A about voice acting and what got her into it and her hopes and dreams for voice acting. And that's going to be a really fun, exciting video. So I would love to have you guys come join me over at 50 Shades of Tay.
Speaking of voice acting, Kris Carr Don't you have a voice acting school?
Oh my gosh, well, Robert, I sure heckin' do.
Wow.
You can head over to Speak Friends Studios. We do voice acting classes. We do dialect classes. My husband Logan has an amazing dialect class coming up for both beginners and for people who are more experienced in it. He's happy to sit down and do a quick Zoom chat with you too to see which class is best for you. That's starting next week. So if you want to be in there, I highly recommend it. If you've ever enjoyed me doing little accents on here or anything, Logan's who is my coach. And I know I'm biased because I'm married to this little patootie. Look at this guy. Look at this cute
That's
guy.
a really sexy picture of
He's
Logan.
so handsome. Gosh dang it. But if you've ever enjoyed me doing any of my English or Irish lilts on this show, he's the guy. He teaches you all about how to transcribe dialects so that you can use this formula for learning new ones. It's really, really awesome. Highly, highly recommend heading over to the website so you do that. SpeakFriendStudio.com. Rob, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at RMBurnett. Find me on my own YouTube channel, The Burnett Work, that is soon to be rebranded. I'll talk about that later. And my show, Rob's Observations, or tonight's show, Midnight Musings.
Oh, yeah.
And also, look out for Kingtanik's The Otaku Experience. He has 4 episodes up. They're all great. Check them out. Mm-hmm. And I also want to thank Mr. John Campea for letting us do this show on his channel. He never watches, so he doesn't know what we get away with.
We're just a couple of little stinkers here. Well, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for being here. Ray, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We appreciate all those graphics. Thanks, guys, for all your amazing questions. We can't do this without you. Otherwise, it's just Rob and I talking at you. So thanks for being here and asking awesome stuff and supporting us. Thank you to our wonderful sponsors, MasterClass and Mint Mobile. Stay safe this weekend. Be kind to everyone you meet. And always, go to your local comic shop and get some physical comics. We really, really love that. All right? Have a good one, y'all.
Well, there are 636 left of you. I have a little treat for you from Mr. Ray Aura himself, for those of you who have stuck around. Ooh, more of you have joined for this. Here you go.
Oh, my God. Oh, no. Wow.
I see it when my eyes are closed. No. No, I hate it.
All right, that'll do it, guys. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Thank you so much for sticking around for that. Sorry.
Oh, my God.
Bye.